we go. Here we go. Oh, that's close. He locks it up. Oh, boy. He gets by him.
Side by side and smacked each other.
Look at this. Side by side. Wheel to wheel.
He's having fun now.
The SCCA Trans-Am Series welcomes you to the Georgia Raceway Road Course as we got 7 of the best SCCA Trans-Am Racing Series drivers going head-to-head, side-by-side for 10 laps here at this Roval facility in the Peach State. The fans are ready, the drivers and teams are ready, we are ready, but before we go racing, here are some pre-race news. 1992 Trans-Am champion Jack Baldwin in the number 25 Hot Wheels Chevy Camaro for American Equipment Racing will be your pole sitter for today's race. Two-time Trans-Am Series runner-up Greg Pickett, he's going to be starting in, ironically, second for today's race. 5-time Trans-Am Racing Series champion Paul Gentilozzi will be starting in 4th. It may not be the best qualifying run, but he'll find a way up front. And also big news, 2-time Trans-Am Series champion Scott Sharp will be starting in 7th, last. Despite a horrible qualifying run, I'm sure he'll find a way to find a better position than a 7th place position once the green flag drops. And then we got Tom Coleman, a surprising 3rd place qualifying starting position. Can he find a way to get his first ever Trans-Am win? And that's your pre-race news for today. We got beautiful weather to go racing. Now let's get the command to start engines here at Georgia Raceway Roval. Gentlemen, start your engines. The cars are getting ready to roll out of pit road, and they're rolling out of pit road, coming into the infield. As they warm up the tires, get ready for their race. Here's your starting grid for today's race. On the first row, we got the number 25 of Jack Baldwin, who's your pole sitter for today's race, and Greg Pickett, the number 3, who's starting in 2nd. On the second row, we got the number 8 of Tom Coleman, who's starting in 3rd, and Paul Gentilozzi, the number 1, who's starting in 4th. On the third row, we got Johnny Miller, the number 64, he's starting in 5th, and Randy Roman in number 49, who's starting in 6th. And on the final row, we got Scott Sharp at number 33, he's starting in last in 7th place. The pace car turns right into the garage. Enough with the pre-race festivities. Enough with the waiting. The fans are ready. Everybody is ready. Time to let them loose, and we're underway here at the Georgia Raceway Road Course. Green flag is in the air. As they come into the infield, Greg Pickett is going to take the lead away from Jack Baldwin. Randy Roman up to 3rd already as Paul Gentilozzi is into the grass, holding back Tom Coleman and Scott Sharp. Paul Gentilozzi dropping back. As they go through turns 5 and 6, Greg Pickett is going to lead the field to the first lap at the front straightaway. A little fly back to start-finish line. That's our double wide for 5th. Tom Coleman and Paul Gentilozzi double wide for 5th. Here comes Scott Sharp making it 3 wide. Here they come into the first corner. Will they give each other a chance to let each other go? No, they won't, as they're wrecking in the first corner. And a caution comes out. Tom Coleman, Scott Sharp, and Paul Gentilozzi got together the first corner because neither of them gave each other a chance to let each other go to the first corner cleanly. And guess what? It has ended with chaos. And Paul Gentilozzi, he is stuck on the wall with the broken car. Unfortunately, he will be done for the day. Now let's take a look at the replay to see what happened, what went wrong into the first corner. So they were 3 wide, getting rid of the first corner, but nobody just gave. They were just going at it. And then Tom Coleman and Scott Sharp got together, and Paul Gentilozzi, unfortunately, he was just an innocent bystander. Now we got 1 car out of the race. But as for Tom Coleman, after a great starting position, he is going to be on pit road to get some repairs. Unfortunately, he'll be like a lap down or 2. And as for Scott Sharp at number 33, he wanted to make some ground up to show what he was truly made of. He'll be a couple laps down too. And as for Paul Gentilozzi, he is done for the day. He will have to try again next week. And as for Greg Pickett, he's going to lead the field back to the green. And Randy Roman with a great start. Could he be a factor when the green flag drops? We'll be right back. Hey, how y'all doing? My name is Ian. Hopefully you guys enjoying this stop motion race. It's my first stop motion race I've done in 3 years. Hopefully y'all are enjoying it so far. It feels so good to be back at it. So that's all I wanted to say. Now, let's get back to the action. Welcome back to Georgia Raceway Road Course as the pace car goes to the infield as Greg Pickett is about to lead the field back underway. Green flag is back in the air. We're racing once again here at the Georgia Raceway Road Course as Randy Roman makes it double wide, coming into the first corner for second. As he goes to the infield once again, and Randy Roman takes the spot away from Jack Baldwin as they go down to the back straightaway once again. This time we made it through clean. When it comes to this track like Georgia Raceway, it is hard to pass. You got to time your moves perfectly, whether it is get close behind another competitor. As we're 4 laps to go, by the way, when you're behind another competitor, you got to make a move on the corners. You got to time it perfectly on the corners. And let's take a look at the battle for second between Randy Roman, Jack Baldwin, and Johnny Miller. They're bumper to bumper to bumper coming into the back straightaway. And where's Greg Pickett, you're probably asking? Well, he is pulling away with a fast car long gone, coming to 3 laps to go, while Randy Roman, Jack Baldwin, and Johnny Miller are going at it for second, bumper to bumper to bumper. And here comes Jack Baldwin making a move on the 49 as they go into the first corner. Jack Baldwin makes a move on Randy Roman, and he's clear. Jack Baldwin will take second place away from Randy Roman. And that's what it takes to make a pass here at Georgia Raceway Road Course. You gotta wait for the timing, time it perfectly, and then send it. And that's what Jack Baldwin did. This time by, we are going to be 2 laps to go here at the Georgia Raceway. Looks like Johnny Miller might make a move on Randy Roman. He is on the bumper at the 49. Can he send it in the final corner? Yes, he will. He's on the inside. And oh, he's sideways, and he saves it. Holy cow, what a save for Johnny Miller as we're on board with Greg Pickett, the race leader, coming to the white flag, putting on a clinic as we're in the final corner. The white flag is out now, 1 lap to go here at the Georgia Raceway Road Course as he leads everybody, pulling away, putting on a clinic to the infield one last time. He's at a fast car, not fast enough for the pole, but he's at a fast car when everything mattered. As we're coming to the final 2 corners for the final time, Greg Pickett, a 2-time runner-up in the championship, will go to the final corner. He can coast from here, can he? I don't know, but he's still going, and Greg Pickett is going to win the Georgia Raceway Road Course. A fascinating clinical performance as Jack Baldwin comes on second, and Randy Roman will take the final spot as we're on board with the race winner of the SCCA Trans-Am race at Georgia Raceway, Greg Pickett. We're on board with Jack Baldwin. What a race he had despite getting the lead taken away from him at the start of the race, but he still ran a great race. And as we go on board with number 49 and Randy Roman as well, great race as well, held on to that podium. And hang on, let's take a look at the replay of what happened between him and Johnny Miller. So here's what happened. As you see Johnny Miller into the picture, he sends it on the 49 and Randy Roman. He did make contact with Roman, and look at him being sideways, but miraculously, he saved it. That is one hell of a save. Kept it going. He lost ground. He lost a chance for a podium, but hey, it was worth the shot. Like I said, Georgia Raceway is tough to pass, but he tried. Welcome to the post-race show here at Georgia Raceway Road Course for the SCCA Trans-Am Series. And what a race we had despite Greg Pickett putting on a clinic, dominating the race flag to flag, leading all the laps. Not only he focused on his own race and timed the start of the race perfectly, he let the rest of the field attack each other for positions and podiums, and that helped him pull away from the rest of the field, and it all worked out well, beautifully. Now let's take a look at the finishing results. And as we get to the results, here is the Georgia Raceway Road Course winner, Greg Pickett, leading flag to flag, leading all 10 laps since the first corner of the first lap. And then we got poster Jack Baldwin. He had the race until they got to the first turn on the first lap, but he still ran a great race nonetheless. Third place, Randy Roman. In my opinion, Randy Roman was driver of the day. He had a good restart and held on to that podium spot. And then we get to fourth place, Johnny Miller. He was so close by getting that podium, but he had one hell of a save. Nonetheless, still a solid run for Johnny Miller. And as we get to the lap down driver, Scott Sharp, very disappointing race for him. Despite starting on a bad spot, It looked like he had a chance to move up to at least a podium position, but unfortunately he was caught up in that first lap crash while making it 3 wide on the second lap. We thought it could work, but unfortunately it just didn't. And then Tom Coleman, 6th place, after starting in 4th place with a solid qualifying run. The race, it just did not go well for the number 8 car. And then here, we got Paul Gentilozzi. We were expecting him to have a good race as well, but unfortunately, he was also involved in that lap 2 crash. But he had the worst of it, DNFing, finishing 7th. And this will include today's coverage of the SCCA Trans-Am Series race at the Georgia Raceway Road Course. Thank you guys so much for watching this race, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye, everybody.